welcome to day 2 of the Christmas Diaries. So, as you saw yesterday, we did a lot of food prepping. You see a Christmas tree behind me. That's tomorrow's video. But today I thought that I would give a gift guide idea of not toys. My children have all flown the coop. They are all young adults, and they're in different stages of their young adult ways, as well as my parents being elderly or senior citizens, and they're at a different phase in their life as well. You know, gift giving has gotten a little to where it's more of a thoughtful thing. It's not a whole bunch of toys, it's that one gift. And that one gift doesn't have to cost a lot of money. And I thought that I would bring you some ideas that, I have written down because, they're in the planned works for different kids or in-laws and parents and, husbands and stuff like that. So this is some gift guide ideas for December. So grab a cup of coffee and here we go. I have a list here. That's what I keep looking down at. So I don't have some of the stuff I do have, but I'm not going to show it. I'll actually put pictures up. Anything that I mention, I will put down, or most things I will mention, I'll put down in the box below where I found it, where I found it at. I'm going to do with the first thing, which could be a family-oriented thing that you could buy for something to happen in the spring or even in January or even in the summer, and that is an event. You may, like me, being a small town, there's not a lot of events that cost money and whatnot, but you can Google like events happening in the next biggest town or whatever, if it's not too far away, and find some really cool events going on that your family member or your friends or whoever you're buying this for can go with either themselves and one other person or an entire family. They could be zip lines, they could be indoor skydiving, go-karts, 5Ks if they're into it, something that they could do as a family or with a group of friends. And I find that will make more memories down the road than something that you buy that's material that they may not want. So events is a big deal. We have all of our kids live like in Texas. They live all over Texas, and then we have some that live in 2 different states. So finding events for these places is actually kind of neat, and it'll get them out and get them to learn about their surroundings of where they're at. But events is a really good thing. Another thing for teenagers, young adults, even some people that are in their 30s and 40s, that I find would be, or that I found that would be a great gift that I've gotten a lot of people asking for, even at Thanksgiving when I showed them the cookbook from yesterday that I showed you. A lot of them said, hey, we need a cookbook like that. So a cookbook is something really good, as long as it's a good cookbook it goes along with their type of cooking, and if they're a beginner or an intermediate or an expert. And for the beginners, get cookbooks, especially for kids starting out. Get them stuff that's easy to find, ingredients that's easy to find at the grocery store, or that you would already have in your kitchen. An easy cookbook. That's how I learned. Is I got a cookbook that was for beginners, and I just branched out from there. But you can get them a cookbook, and if they don't have it, a crock pot, because I truly I live this teach a man to fish situation. The proverb is, give a man a fish, he eats for a day, teach him to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And a cookbook will teach them how to cook for a lifetime, especially going out to eat is so expensive now. And people say but we don't have time to cook. Get them a crock pot. They just have to throw it in that morning and leave for work and come back, or school, and come back and it's cooked. They can even throw it in the night before, put it in the fridge, take it out of the fridge, throw it. There's so many ways you can cut it down to where they have time during that day to eat that good, healthy meal that they have. And crock pots come in all different sizes. You can get them a crock pot for dips if they're all into dips, and make healthy dips for snacks, something similar to that. But a crock pot is a really good idea. The whole teach a man to fish thing, it doesn't matter if they're in an apartment or if they're in their own house. Now, a dorm room, I'm not sure about, but I found a book that is growing food from containers for beginners. And I think that's an awesome book because you can use terracotta pots. You can even buy them, small terracotta pots with that book. I have potato bags that I grow my potatoes in. They're collapsible bags and they're made of felt and they work wonderful. They've lasted so many years. I actually found an actual same style collapsible, it's a rectangle garden that you could actually buy them and give them that book and even buy them some seeds. I buy my seeds from Baker Creek and from Johnny Seed and they're all on sale right now. So you could buy them 2 or 3 different seeds and give it to them as a package deal and teach them how to fish. That way, especially, if you grow, say, 10 tomato plants and you don't have to buy any tomatoes in the spring and summer, it's a win-win situation. It also, with having people garden, it cuts down on depression. For some reason, whenever you are out in the soil, it actually helps with depression and other elements that you may have. When it comes to, growing your own food, you can even go ahead and get instead of getting a Walmart gift card, I would say get the grocery store gift card, or even buy them canned goods. If they're on sale, if you find them at a good price on sale, stock up on some canned goods and give them canned goods. I know it sounds silly, but in today's age, with the cost of everything, Thanksgiving was expensive. I will say that. Thanksgiving was expensive. Getting canned goods, especially for your kids, to stock up their groceries or stock up their pantries, kind of it's a lifesaver. I always say go to antique malls or go to thrift stores. I know it's used stuff, but it's used stuff that you can find some really nice things there. Matter of fact, everything I give my mom, if it's not handmade, well, this year I'm actually buying something new, but usually it's handmade or I buy at an antique store or a thrift store. And I found some really cool vases. I found some really hobnelly stuff that she likes. I mentioned my mom, she's elderly, as someone about to be 50, his mother does. But her feet, she gets cramps in her legs and her legs are always cold. She actually has neuropathy in her foot. And I found whenever I had my hysterectomy 2 years ago, what they put on my legs that helped the circulation, it pumped air, it kept my feet nice and warm and my legs warm, was awesome. And I asked the doctor then, where do you find this? Because I thought of my mom immediately. And he told me, and I could get it on Amazon. So something like that will help my mom with her, sleeping and keep her feet warm at night and get the blood circulating through the night and not have her get up and down because her legs are cramping, is going to be a wonderful thing. So if you know something like that, that's health-wise that someone needs, it's actually a good thing just to Google and see how much it costs to help them out. It might be a dehumidifier, to help people breathe, something like that, just to help health-wise people out. If you notice, a lot of this stuff is about healthy eating, healthy growing, just health in general. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to be better than I was when I turned 50 than I was when I turned 49, so I'm on this big health kick thing. But that's a really good thing to get someone, is to look at what their health is and see if there's anything that you can do to help them better themselves or help them with their health journey. Such as another thing is a weighted blanket. A weighted blanket actually helps with comfort, especially with kids that just moved out or might be in a new dorm room or whatnot. and they just want to feel that comfort and the weight, and a weighted blanket would be perfect for it. And then there's always homemade breads and cookies. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. But you do have to watch everyone's dietary needs nowadays. But you can't go wrong with a Christmas bread or some cookies. You really can't, especially with kids. But those are some things that, I plan on giving out. I thought they were a little bit different than what I've normally given out in the past. I usually give out handmade gifts. Handmade gifts are great. I just have run out of time, and I didn't cross stitch very much this year. So I thought you would enjoy it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow so we can decorate up this thing along with the other trees. This isn't the only tree. And have a great day.